Because Mom values things like this. And especially if it's been passed on to her from her grandmother. And especially if it came from the old country and can never be replaced.
Yes, if it was in the wagon
right.
that came across, then it's even more valuable.
But I'll tell you, I mean, I can appreciate that more now. I didn't have a clue of the weight of those things. I mean, those truly are very important, significant, what's the word, sappy? Not sappy. Sentimental, that's the word. Sentimental things. But when I was a kid, I know Mom had some of these old, like, I'm sure it was a blue bowl antique that her grandmother had. I don't know, it was something. You probably remember all the details and can share it with me later. But I was down there playing with me and she warned me, be careful with those things. And I was, of course, going to be careful with them, but I can't. I can't. Here, you hold this. And so I was playing with them, and I remember, I think I was carrying it. I was just about to come up the steps, and I must have tripped or something, and kablooey, splat, crash. I mean, it just shattered. And I was very repentant. I knew, because that was a very important thing, and I came up and I like bring the shards up to Mom and put it on that thing, and she looks at me, and I knew that it hurt her. But she said, "It's okay, John, it's only a thing." I mean, that's a lesson I learned, that she cared for my soul more than she cared for anything. That and that each one of our individuality, our persons, our soul, our emotions, are more important than anything. And that was a very important lesson that she taught me at that moment. I mean, that's one of those things where it's
Did you ever break one and not tell her?
No, that was the, yeah. Okay, anybody know what this is? He has a story to tell, doesn't he? Anybody know what this is? Hey, all right, this is a beaver stick. Why would I be toting around a beaver stick? Right, so we own 21 acres of swampland. Right. So, you know, I actually have all my life lived in the shadow of my older brothers because they were older. So, well, and we always were naturally competitive one toward another. But look, he's the tallest and biggest, he's the mediumest, I'm the smallest. I mean, so he played the tuba and he was first chair. And then, so he plays the tuba, he gets to be first chair. So I, of course, have to play the tuba to get to be first chair. That's kind of how our lives go. So always in this, you know, so, and having 5 kids, you never really get a lot of, like, alone time with your mom or your dad until they start graduating and moving on. So David moves away, Daniel moves away, voila, I'm the only guy left. And so Dad, I don't know what bug put in his ear or if it was a joint thing or whatever, but what we did as often as we could is we'd put on our grubbies, we'd go out to the 21 acres of swampland, and we would engage in a love-hate relationship with a beaver. So we would go there, and I could have brought, you know, I've got a hacked up machete in the back still, and, you know,
that's the one that cut open Dad's knee?
Yeah, that one. And they dammed up the whole thing, and we'd go in there, we'd spend all day slaving, sweating, busting down the beaver dams, and don't tell any of the environmental, but, and we'd have a great time. We might build a fire and this, that, and the other, just get so dirty. I mean, Mom's still probably trying to wash out some of the dirt stains. But it was just Dad and me, and it was doing something that we loved. Just getting messy. Having this tug of war with something we knew we could never win, but we'd keep trying anyway. Because we'd come back the next time and they'd have it all built up again. We did it for years. But it was I think, you know, just that sense of loving the battle. You know, just going in and just knowing what it's like to just go be a man with your dad, doing something that no woman would ever want to be seen dead having anything to do with, but it was good. Yeah. So all right, that's that. And Ezzy, I'm working on Ezzy. He loves it. There you go. Okay. Last but not least, anybody know what this is?
A prayer plant. Prayer plant.
A prayer plant.
Oh yeah, good place.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
sorry.
And actually, what I want the prayer plant to be is sort of a metaphor for, there's the obvious. I mean, mom and dad are praying people, and whenever there's a need or a concern, they will pray with you as well as for you. The praying with part, I think, the thing that strikes me is it's more of a lifestyle than it is a moment in time, and that is it's that life of faith before God, of living in the presence of God, that I think informed the way they approached life with us, their children. That is, they were always supportive, no matter what we were going through. They were always behind us. They always supported us. They always encouraged us. They always prayed with and for us. Especially now for me going through what I'm going through right now. I mean, opening up their home and walking just through the various trials, and always being there with me and for me. And that I appreciate immensely, and I want to thank you both for it. Your two parents. I remember as a kid, you go to school with all these kids. They have cool parents that go, I don't know, fishing in Alaska, hunting grizzly bears, and this, that, and the other. You go, well, wouldn't it be cool to have parents like that? I can't thank Mom and Dad of having any better parents than the ones that I have had, and I want to thank you for that.